Hello and welcome to the automotiveflux channel. So today we're going to be jumping into a rally. Right off the bat though, I will say I am sick right now and I have been the past couple days. Let's go with the... we'll go with the Colin McRae car. But I've been sick the past couple days, and that means stuffed up nose, coughing, and voice change. For those of you who are new to the channel, every once in a while I seem to make a video that says I've lost my voice, and that was a couple days ago. My voice was just gone, so I'm in recovery. I'm doing okay. Coming back from that, I'm going to do my best to cut off all sections where I cough, including the one that you probably just heard. I don't want you to have to hear me cough. It doesn't seem like a good way to do a video, so I will try and cut out every section that I cough, but I might miss some, so sorry about that. So I have been playing some new games, first of which is the Colin McRae Rally mobile port game. I actually did a video on that a number of years ago. I think it was 2016 maybe. Yeah, so 2016 I did a video on it, and basically I just talked about how it's a mobile port, and I decided, and I don't know why I decided this, but I decided that I wanted to beat it. That coughing thing is gonna happen a lot, I'm sorry. I just haven't been talking that much the past couple days, but I'll try to keep it a little quieter so maybe my voice will hold up longer. But yeah, so I've been playing that mobile game. I decided that I'd 100% it, and that is, it has been a challenge, to say the least. So far I've spent 5 hours in the game, including the time I spent previously, which was like an hour-ish. So 4 hours so far trying to 100% the game, and I am kind of regretting it. I'm gonna make a full video on it, similar to my video essay, once I finally do 100% the game, but for now I'm just going to say that I'm very used to the driving physics in that game, so if I do poorly today in Dirt, just remember that I've been playing a really crappy mobile game, and it's a rally game, so I've been racing the entire time across like the same track 12 times because they weren't gonna put enough time into it to make more than like 5 different layouts. But anyway, we'll get to that. So other games I've been playing this week: Dungeons 2. That's been it. It's actually been free a few times. I think it was free on the Humble Bundle, and that's how I got it. Either that or it came from a bundle. But I know that it's been free on GOG, for instance. I think it was free on the Humble Bundle, like I said. I don't think it's been free on Steam, but probably like extremely heavily discounted, and it is the second game in the Dungeon series, a game series that pretty much tries to take Dungeon Keeper but take it to another level. And it's actually okay. I mean, it's not heavily rated. It's not highly rated, but it's not a bad game. There are some things about it that I don't like. I've only spent maybe 2 hours in game, so I don't have the full experience. I haven't built a dungeon to completion yet, but just right off the bat there are a couple of things that I'm not too fond of in the game, but there are also some things I like about it, so I figured that I'd just talk about it today. And it was kind of inspired by Nerdcubed. He did a video on a much better Dungeon Keeper remake, and well, his video kind of inspired me to go back and play Dungeons 2, even though I had played it for maybe an hour and then kind of just stopped, and then I decided that I'd play it again this week and just try to see what it's about. Yeah, so let's go through it. So if you don't know, Dungeon Keeper is a dungeon building game, hence the name, where basically you create your own dungeon, but you are the villain in the game, even though in the context of the game you're not necessarily the villain. Like, basically you're the devil and you're making an underground. Every time I have one of those coughing fits, I just pause the game, take a quick break, grab a drink, and continue back. But yeah, you play as like a demon, the devil, I don't know, just he's red. And I haven't actually played Dungeon Keeper, but I've seen a lot of content on it because it's one of those things that I'm interested in. Although, to be honest, I have the game on Origin, I just haven't played it. So, take that as you will. I will play it eventually. Back in time. Wow, it's good to have teleport powers. Yeah, but you play as the villain, which is pretty cool. It's a Bullfrog game from back when Bullfrog was not swallowed by EA and then killed, as far as I know. As well as a ton of other studios that EA has assassinated over the years, including Visceral. Rest in peace. But anyway, I really do like Dungeon Keeper, even though I haven't played it. Like I said, I really like watching people play it. I like seeing people who like to play it, like Nerdcubed, for instance, and it's just one of those games that's very fondly remembered. Although the second one isn't, it's not as good apparently. Needless to say, it's a formula that's not particularly out of the nice first place again. It's a formula that's not particularly different from most modern like base building games, I would say. But it's also kind of a real-time strategy game at the same time, just very basic in that sense, and that's one of the things I like about those kind of games, and that's one of the things that I'm interested in when it comes to the series. Like, especially with that style of game. So Dungeons 2 attempts to do the same kind of thing, except it takes it from just the dungeon to an overworld as well. And the overworld part is interesting, but to be honest, it's the part that I dislike the most about Dungeons 2. I don't think that the overworld part is done particularly well. I played the campaign for a while, and I had a lot of... I'm not a good RTS player at all, I will say this now. I have Total War, Rome, and that's really the only RTS game I've played other than Divinity Dragon Commander. And I'm bad at both of them, and that's just because I'm not good at managing things like that. I'm not good at real-time strategy. I like to pause and then make my moves and then watch them unfold. Yeah, I'm more of a turn-based kind of guy, but I do not like Dungeons 2 in the way that it does this. I have a hard time managing my dungeon as well as attacking and defending on the overworld, because you use your dungeon to feed the overworld, but at the same time your dungeon can be attacked, so you'd be having a battle on two different fronts basically, which are on two different levels. Like the dungeon is it's a dungeon, right? It's under... Jeez, I am dying. It's underground, and that is, well, that's the whole point. Like you're an evil villain. You kill the good guys and take over their town and spread your evil plots. But mechanically, it's really no different than just... if it was the other way around, it would probably play pretty much the same, except you'd be going into the dungeons. Man, I am garbage today. In more ways than one. Alright. So the overworld part, I like how when you bring up your supreme commander, your leader, who is you in the game, like you're the dungeon master, not the DM like D&D though. Unfortunately, it's not that open, but basically you build your dungeon up, you get a lot of minions, you figure out a way to house them, and it's like a lot of base building games in the sense that you need certain rooms for certain people to show up, and you need certain rooms for your people to be happy and as strong as they can be. You've got separate research rooms for different things. There's like a forage, which is used to research basically like tactics, I guess. Like you can use it to research magic, I think, and also upgrade your characters. So when I was just playing, I was just doing a sandbox, and they have seductresses. Is that even a word? Basically, you have like you have your female demons, things like succubuses and all that stuff, the classics, and you can upgrade them through that guy, for example. But you could also upgrade the guy who runs the forge, the guy who runs the egg maker, and the spider egg maker thing. At least in this is all one faction, though. Keep that in mind. This is the like, I think it's the demon faction, because they have another one as well. But it's this faction that I was playing as, so that's what I'm basing my time off of. So much editing gonna have to go into this now that I've been coughing all through it. Oh my goodness. My next video might be a montage, because I just cannot keep coughing like this. So yeah, basically you have this spider egg type thing, and you have to use that to make traps. And the first time that I played, I had some difficulty with that, in that I didn't research traps fast enough. I kind of spent all my gold on units, and I had to keep sending my units off to defend my dungeon while my trap guys were attempting to research these traps so that I could defend the place a little bit better. And in the very beginning, on my very first try, I died on like the second wave of adventurers coming down to my dungeon, because I had one seductress, I think that's what they're called, and I had one, like the rest of my guys were workers and like a couple of specific room people, because you could only have a certain amount of people until you start to research that as well, which I didn't figure out early enough. So I just I stuck with a population cap of 15, which is not enough, and I just got absolutely destroyed by these guys. They went right after the core, and I had all my workers were scared and like running, so they weren't mining, and it was just a disaster, so I had to restart. But I guess that's what you get. That's not a complaint, that's just talking about what happened with the game and my experience. Second, yikes, we are bad. Oh man. Let me just grab a quick sip of the old strawberry lemonade. Actually, it is not that. It is strawberry banana. Like a fruit juice. But it's a real fruit juice, not sugared stuff. Trying to cleanse my throat, but it's not really working. Let's be honest. Alright. One thing that the Colin McRae game does not have is looking back, and I really like being able to look back. I like that a lot. Alright. Also varying environments. It's nice to see the snow, and it's nice to be driving on different surfaces as well. So I figure I don't really know what to talk about when it comes to dungeons anymore. I think I've said everything that I can. Being such an inexperienced person at the game, I really didn't prepare enough for that as the topic of the video, because like I said, I've been playing Colin McRae Rally so much, But let's talk about my previous let's talk about my previous videos, specifically the video essay that I put up. It is it feels like it's been so long, but I put it up on the Thursday. As I said at the end of the video last week, I just felt that it would be better to put it up on Thursday instead of doing 3 videos that week. I put it up in my video slot where I just kind of put up videos, like I have been doing Wreckfest, but also previously Smite and Besiege and Borderlands and just tons of stuff, so felt at home there, I would say. It really didn't do too well. I was kind of surprised when it comes to views, but I'm not too worried about that. The only thing that I want from the community regarding that video is feedback, and that is it's extremely important. I know some areas that I'd like to learn to do better when it comes to that kind of video, and I know that I definitely know that there are some areas where I can improve. I can think of a few right off the bat here. So one of the things that I've been interested in doing is obviously making another one of those videos, but for the next one I'm going to, for one, make it longer and spend more time on the script, because the script is very important. When you start to read it out, you start to notice your mistakes and the ways that things could have been said better. So I found myself speaking, not being able to speak. I found myself editing the script as I was reading it at times, and that's not the way I want to be. I want to have it ready and then read it out and then get everything done correctly in that way. I think that the way that I did my audio wasn't bad. Basically I just read a line, and then I paused, and then I read another line, and then I paused, and then when it came to editing, I just went through and I cut out all those gaps, which was time consuming, but still I think it worked out okay. I want to know what you think. Anyway, that's it for this video. I am losing my voice even more than usual, and I want to end this one off on a high note, because we're not going to be able to do Rally Michigan this time just because I'm out of voice. But anyway, I'm also going to be recording the next video today, the one for tomorrow, so sorry, but I'll figure out a way to augment this so it doesn't turn out as bad as I'm thinking it will. But anyway, comment below about what you thought of my my previous video on the Thursday, the video essay titled I Cannot Afford New Consoles, so let me know.